Neil, a lot of people have been talking about what's happened with Saudi Arabia, and many people claiming it's one of the great upsets in football. It's probably the proudest day in Saudi Arabian sporting history.
I think so. The way slowly and steadily it is growing on everyone. Everyone's trying to understand the magnanimity of this event and what splendid effort the Saudi Arabians put through on that field to beat Argentina. Argentina is a world champion.
Yep.
Argentina is a side that has not won in 36 years, that has not lost in 36 years in their opening games. To inflict a defeat upon them by a side which, is not one of the top-rated sides in world football, I think it is huge by all means.
Well, the Saudi Sports Minister Abdul Aziz bin Turki Al Sayed spoke to CNN, the news network, in regards to Saudi Arabia's incredible success, and also spoke about maybe doing a possible deal to bring Ronaldo to the Saudi football clubs.
People that don't know Saudi Arabia, have never been to Saudi Arabia, and they go out and talk about it as if they've lived there for 30 years, 40 years. So I always tell people, come to Saudi. Come and see Saudi. See what it is. See the people. Meet the people. Look what the country is doing for the future of the people in Saudi. And then you can criticize as much as you like. We see a lot of things about Saudi Arabia mentioned in the news, especially when there's big money around it. But I don't know anything about what his future plans are. We have a strong league. We have in each team we have 7 foreign players and 1 player on the bench, and hopefully we're looking to increase that. Our teams play in the top level in Asia, and football is strong in Saudi. So why not? Everything is possible these days, but I don't know about the facts about these reports, honestly. Nothing, the ministry is in charge of everything within the kingdom. We look at all opportunities like everything else, and we think and we believe that these opportunities come once in a lifetime, and we have to take advantage of that in everything that we do. Even before we signed with Formula One, all the stories that came out about that. And then finally we could, reach to a deal with Formula One to have Formula One in Saudi. But honestly, about Ronaldo, I have no details. I'm really happy because all the effort that we've done, all the sacrifice that the players did in the past couple of years, all the criticism that came about Saudi football and about all of these things, paid off yesterday and showcased a really world-class performance. We don't have a bid now to 2030. What we're focusing on is bidding for the 2026 Asian Female Tournament, and we're bidding for the 2027 Asian Cup, the men's tournament, and we're bidding also, or we won the bid for the 2034 Asian Games. So that's our full focus now on how to prepare the stadiums, how to prepare the infrastructure to host these 2 events. I think any country you would ask, they would like to host the World Cup. It's an amazing tournament. It brings people together. We saw that yesterday in our match, especially in the Arab world. People are happy about it. Sports, I think, is a very positive thing to have anywhere in the world, and we should push to make sure that all of these events go to different kinds of places around the world to get people closer together and to understand other.
So there is the Saudi Sports Minister Abdul Aziz bin Turki Al Sayed. He was speaking to CNN there, talking obviously about the sensational victory, that possible deal to bring Ronaldo to the Saudi football clubs, and the idea of hosting the 2030 FIFA World Cup. Hosting the World Cup in Qatar has been criticised. A lot of the reasons is because obviously the change in season, that it's got to have it midway, and I think that's probably going to be Saudi Arabia's biggest challenge.
Yeah, but then I'll tell you something. If this World Cup goes on smoothly and everything falls back in place, and then the restart of the leagues around the world, start back at like clockwork, then I don't think that this could be probably a new example that is set for countries in the Middle East. Then
I agree with you, but I think that I think that it'd be different if clubs knew straight up. I mean, we thought the World Cup was going to be traditionally where it is in June, July, and it's not been there. But I just think that we're seeing a lot of clubs and teams not able to get that month-long lead up together to do training and practice matches and have players recover from some niggling injuries. I do agree with you that we'll go a long way if this tournament can go off, and it's going off exceptionally well so far. But I still think that is going to make people think twice about going to a World Cup where it needs to be staged halfway through the traditional European season. I mean, that's one of the challenges.
See, the mindset has to change, and you probably, with the changing times, slowly and steadily the acceptance will come. It will take time. It won't happen overnight. No one had thought that we'll probably have a Winter World Cup ever. Yeah, unless it was being played in Australia, and then the summertime is generally the winter time. Apart from that, no one thought that it will be around this time of the year. But hey, here we are. The World Cup has begun. We've seen some great games, and maybe in time to come.
Well, the World Cup that Australia did bid for, and the Women's World Cup that's going to be held in Australia next year, will be held in the Australian winter, being June, July.
Precisely. Yeah. So that's the only time when in winter a World Cup will be held, right?
Yeah. Well, if you've got some thoughts on it, let us know. 0586861003. What does this mean for, football in the Middle East? Seeing a tremendous victory yesterday, and also the possibility of a World Cup again returning to the region. Let us know your thoughts. 0586861003. A lot of people want to talk about what the victory for Saudi Arabia over Argentina certainly means for football in the region. Varsha has thrown through. Thanks for the call, Varsha. What do you think this Saudi Arabian victory means for football in the Middle East?
See, it would mean the same thing what I would say cricket means to India after the first World Cup win. How young cricketers got inspired to play. Mm-hmm. Even for that matter, if you look at what Neeraj Chopra has done to Indian athletics.
Right.
If you, after he won the javelin medal at the Olympics, everybody was so elated about it that in the Commonwealth Games, athletics, India won so many medals. You just require a little boost, someone to whom you could look up to as an inspiration, and this is what it would do to young athletes out there.
No, you're absolutely right when you say that, drawing comparisons with 1983, post-1983 era of the Indian cricket. But then again, over there, India had gone ahead to win the World Cup. Yes, the comparison is great, but then Saudi has just won one match. They still have to do a lot more. It has won one match.
See, we have never seen even a sporting event being held at such a large scale in the Middle East. For that to happen, even for that matter, when you all were speaking about, how many of the European leagues were feeling the pinch of it because it was mid-season for them, for the football season. But we need to understand that every country needs a chance to host it. It cannot be with the select few, and only if you give a chance will you realize.
Yes, but that's also what FIFA have been doing. FIFA have issued the idea that it goes in terms of confederates to host World Cups. That's why we're saying this is the Asian Confederate. We've had South America, we had Africa before that, and the rules are that it's going to go to each confederate before it can then come back around again.
But even in the confederates, you've never had somebody from an Arab world hosted. You've had in countries where football was already famous.
Yeah, but also true. But you also have to work out a balance between being able to grow the game, but also being able to keep the existing shareholders happy. Because it's all great to go and grow the game, but you still need to give the fans that have been loyal for generations and generations an opportunity to watch.
Only if you give a chance will you get new generation of loyal fans.
Yeah, but you also don't want to lose your current fans as well.
It will only add up. Look at what IPL has done to the world of cricket.
IPL is a league that is within the country. Okay, it is
within the country, but players from around the world want to come and play.
Yeah, that's because of the money.
That's because of the money.
The money is also there. See, if the board is allowing you, if your country's board is allowing you to play, that means there is something behind it, right?
It's called money. That's it, pure and simple.
It's called money. Money is for the cricketer to play, but there's also exposure.
Not really. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to end it there. I'm sorry, Varsha. It's not. No, look, we do appreciate your call and we thank you for that. But it's a situation whereby there's so many more stakeholders in football than there is in cricket.
Precisely.
And I love the idea. I mean, I come from a footballing minnow that's Australia. We bid for this World Cup, and no one wanted to give it to Australia. So I know the idea that you're wanting to have the sport in a country to help grow the game. But you do have a situation whereby you do have to find a balance of growing the game and keeping the traditional fans happy.
I completely agree with you. I mean, if that was a perspective, Kitch, then in that case, FIFA World Cup should have happened every alternate year in China and India. Right, with the kind of population that we have,
Exactly.
we didn't need to do anything to fill the stadiums. The stadiums would invariably be full. The idea is to ensure that the teams come up by their own. Yes, there is enough and more support, but yeah, retain the authenticity of the game and keep the fervor on.
Look, that's what the line is for. We want to get everyone's point of view. You can have your say. The phone number is 800 810